What's going on, guys? It's Cyclone here, and I wanted to bring you this Dokkan battle video to review how you can get the most value out of summoning in this game. When you see a new unit come out in Dokkan, you have to make an assessment as to how valuable the unit is going to be. Now, a lot of the streamers are going to tell you, best unit in the game, or this unit is like top 5. You know, when you see units like that in the current meta, you're gonna get something good if you're lucky enough to pull them. Having said that, let's look at how units can age and how this affects their value. I want to start with the king of units in my inbox, of course, the new Tank's Gohan. He is considered like top 2. In long events, you could argue he's like number 1. This card, this crazy, highly, usable and flexible card can be used to do everything minus, countering or scanning super attack. He does everything else that a card can do. He heals, he stacks, both attack and defense. He has chance to multi-super, and he has a transformation. And when this guy transforms, he's just like, when he absorbs Gohan, this guy is just absurd. If you're getting like 3 supers off with this guy, which can happen, it's happened, you are just like going crazy. Ki is like, you're maxed out on Ki when this guy transforms. I mean, you're doing 6-7 million damage per super. Maybe not on his 12 Ki when you additional, but still, guys, he is top unit. Look at those stats for a 3 copy. 79% max link level. When you see him on rotation, this guy just destroys. You've seen him in a couple of my videos. He's insane. Absolutely bonkers. And my point is, this card has extremely good aging value. What do I mean by that? In a year from now, I still would guess this is going to be a top 10 LR. I'm pretty confident in saying that. I think even top 5. I think this Tank's Gohan is going to age gracefully because he still has the stacking. That's the thing that, stacking is a very valuable thing for a card to have. If you can stack infinitely, right? You raise attack or you raise defense indefinitely with this card. And because he's multi-supering, you're getting, defense and attack almost every turn or every other turn he's out, and he's just becoming stronger and stronger and stronger. And it's just, he's incredible because of that alone. Then he has healing, which is really good. He has boosted healing on Ki acquisition. Every turn he comes in, you're basically healing yourself. And he's buffing Majin units substantially. Look at this. I mean, we have Metamorphosis, so you're double recovering with him. You see that he has sustain, he has recovery, he has stacking. There's nothing really that this guy doesn't do for a team. I mean, he doesn't scan super attack. That's the only thing. But when you're using the Majin team in particular, you're going to tank a lot of damage with that team. So he's very, very good. He leads his meta, he leads his team, and he's going to age very, very well. And the Majin category has a very bright future ahead of it. I don't think that category is going to be outdone for quite a while. It's the best villain team in the game right now. You could argue Transformation Boost is better, but I'm talking like actual, type of card, Majins or, Conquerors like Frieza or, androids. Majin is number 1. Majin is the top right now. But this guy's going to last forever. So let me show you a unit that, also will age incredibly well. This monster right here, Shoo! UI Goku is just amazing. And you can notice that this is a 55% and his attack stats at 19.9. 55% with that attack stat is bananas. This guy does so much. As you probably know, his chance to dodge 70% for the first 7. Is it 7 turns? I actually forget. Let's read it. I forget the exact turn count. I haven't looked at it in a while. Great chance, including super attack. That's the biggest part right there for 7 turns. Yep, 7 turns from start of battle. Or from start of turn. A high chance of evading enemy's attack for the rest of the battle. Guys, he's stacking his stats while dodging. Incredible mechanics to have in Super Battle Road, turn 1. This guy, by the time you get to a longer event, he's going to be stacked up. He's going to be doing, massive damage crits and still dodging half the time, which is crazy. It's just amazing what he can do. And I do one day, I don't know if I can acquire enough gold coins in this next go-around, but of course, I want to purchase a second copy of this guy. He's number 1 on my list for gold coin acquisition. So if you can get him with gold coins, you didn't get him last time, you should get him. I put him over every other gold coin LR by far. Jiren, if you're on JP, all right, you could make an argument for Jiren, but come on, guys. This card, no matter what happens to the meta, even if they change category mechanics, even if they screw around with that, he still dodges and stacks and does massive damage. Disables guard. I believe that's the other thing he does. Yep, he disables guard. So he's stacking and dodging and pushing through enemy defenses. And no matter what they do to the meta, this should be a high-valued investment. Now let's look at a unit. Let's see a unit that maybe hasn't aged as well. This Vegeta is very good, but not as good as he used to be. And the reason why is just simply due to how he works. Let's look at this card on a surface level. You're like, immense damage, greatly lowers defense. Like, that right there is not the best modifier for a super attack. If you're looking for long-term value, right now we're going toward needing tankiness and survivability over everything else. So right there, he does nothing. He does nothing for his stats with his super attack. So that's already a point against this card. Back when he came out, we were still valuing damage more, to my understanding. And because of that, when he came out, he was really sought after. But he's dropped in value. He has a great leader skill, and he does stack on super attack. He stacks defense. That's very valuable. But notice the one other problem with him. This is the problem. His defense stacking is a little bit too slow for early game, but then here's the big part. This is not a transformation that you can control. That is a big weakness of this card. This Vegeta is still pretty solid, and I only have a 55%, because by the time you get to this card, you will have stacked his defense with the base version, right? And then you get to this guy, he's still doing his multi-attacks, chance to perform a crit 10%, which each attack performed up to 70%. You're thinking, oh my god, this guy's a monster. Yeah, but you got to him turn 7 or 8. And, what have you done before that? This card had to, evade super attacks and, take on normal attacks to really stack up. You want to attack the enemy. It's I don't know. It doesn't quite age as well as a UR that's much better right now. Let's take a look. I would say personally that this Gohan will never be bad. This Gohan, a year from now, is still going to be extremely sought after. I mean, guys, This Gohan takes 0 damage, okay? And then he's still doing decent damage end game. Like he can attack, he can take some damage. Look at the additional attack plus 40% within the same turn when guard is active. He raises attack and defense in this form. So he's stacking like Bootanks and Buhan. And then he becomes this guy. He still greatly raises attack for 1 turn with a medium chance of stunning. But when guard is activated, he has 58% more attack. Attacks effective against all types when facing only 1 enemy. Guys. This is... Like, this Gohan will never, ever be bad. He won't even be mediocre. He will always be viable. Unless they, like, completely remove, like, change how you damage cards, or, like, events require certain characters or something. Like, that's the only way that you might say, oh, no, like, this card isn't very good. But the more they release units on the Majin and the Hybrid Saiyan, you know, these categories, right? I'll show you. Hang on. Like right here, like more Hybrid Saiyans come out, more Majin Buu Saga, and they'll come out. Kefla, people are starting to put her lower and lower and lower because of her early game, and I still think she's a monster, guys. I really do. She's on Potara. Like that's my whole point. I love Potara. Potara. Look at this. Look at this team. Look. You can even throw West Kai on there for some shenanigans if you really wanted to. You know, the new Kais. Look at this team. It's stacked to the gills. For the units I have, AGL Rose is here. Of course, our boy. I mean, there are some great units on Potara. And, you know, then you have Final Trump Card, which he's also on. Can't forget about that, folks. You know, so, like, I still think Kefla is, like, in a top 5 discussion. Me personally. It's my opinion. When she dodges, like UI Goku, it's a lot of good defense for your team. Now, if she could somehow stack defense a little bit more, like just a little, like, I don't know, even a temporary 30% buff if you dodge, like, let's say she dodges twice or more in a turn. Let's say she gains 30% defense when she dodges twice or more. That right there would help the card even more. But, like, her damage output is absurd. Yes, turn 1 she's not great, but if you have her in like turn 2 or 3, she'll be transformed into Super Saiyan Kefla, and you know she has 150% defense, which is that's her, you know, base. And then the problem is she doesn't raise defense beyond 150%. But you know, it's just kind of how it works with her. So that's why people don't value her. This mode right here. This mode, this form is what lowers her on some people's lists. Why they say, oh, Kefla's not as good as Gohan or this new Gogeta, because between turns 1 and 5, 4 or 5. She's not stacking enough defense, whereas these juggernauts are taking 0 damage or have guard, or they have like over 200 and something % defense turn 1. And that's why she's not as valued. But once she transforms, and if you have multi-copies, oh God, I gotta get her with red coins. Like, she's dishing out redonkulous damage while still dodging. And you can't overlook that. Like, that is... You know, we talk about Dokkan and dodging units. Yeah, they're a little bit more of a gamble type unit, but if they're working for you in a run, oh my God, they're working for you. Like, I've seen her dodge 4 times in a row with that, you know, 50% chance. But it's all because of her defense stacking being below 200%, which is why people don't value her as highly. So there it is, guys. There's the video. I hope you enjoyed it. I wanted to bring you this because it's a topic that I like to think about, and hopefully it helps save you some money. I am not summoning this month with any cash or dragon stones. I am saving stones. I am in hibernation. And for now, I will try to continue to bring this content to you. But until next time, guys, this is Cyclone, signing off.